On the surface, the Samara and Agatina camps in northern Ethiopia's Afar region appear to be like other camps for those displaced by the country's civil war. But media reports this year indicate they are serving as prison camps for ethnic Tigrayans who were forcibly taken there and are not being allowed to leave. VOA was able to gain rare access to the camps where inhabitants say local security forces in December rounded them up in their hometown of Abala. VOA is not identifying those we spoke to due to concerns about possible retaliation.
The first thing is we don't have our identity documents. If we go out of the camp, the police will seize us and send us to prison. There are displaced people who are in prison. If you don't have an ID, you can't even go shopping. There is no freedom of movement, even though we repeatedly asked for it. We can go out sometimes, but only with a police escort.
Temperatures in the camps at this time of year regularly rise above 40 degrees centigrade, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But Tigrayans here say they are not allowed to leave for medical treatment.
There have been 7 cases where people have died since we arrived here because of lack of medicine. They died from hypertension, diabetes, and of course, children and the elderly died because of the high temperature.
A mother in Agatina camp, which houses about 700 Tigrayans, says she fears for her children.
We came here 6 months ago. The situation here is so bad. We don't get medicine or enough food. There are 150 children here.
The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission on June 29th acknowledged that 9,000 Tigrayans were being held illegally in the camp and called for their immediate release.
People there are held against their will. That families are not staying together. That men and women, by being separated, you're separating a family. That they are not getting medical help, ready access to medical help when you need help outside the camp, that is. These are the 3 key indicators, and that is why we are certainly alarmed and concerned about these camps.
This Tigrayan man says he's suffering from tuberculosis.
There is no support here. We are on the verge of death. We spend day and night in this way, and the situation is critical. If the government does not support us, I don't know what our fate will be. Only death waits for us.
Ethiopia's federal government had no immediate response to the Rights Commission's call for their release. The Afar region's Disaster Prevention and Food Security Coordination Office initially agreed to an interview with VOA, then suddenly stopped responding to messages and phone calls. Henry Wilkins for VOA News, Samara, Ethiopia.